Did you order the pizza? When's it ready?
Hmm?
Is the pizza ready?
I couldn't pick up on it.
When's it finish?
Hmm?
Did you order? We're making money out here, a lot of money. That's what we have to worry about.
You order honey.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pick up for you.
Oh, well, I think we're back on. Ha! Hear me talking to my wife. Oh, yes. Yes, no, I've got a lot of euro dollar actually, so I'm quite happy about this. I trade multiple accounts and yes. We're back live. Sorry about the disconnection. Haha, that was embarrassing. Alright, very good then. Yeah, so we'll finish up relatively soon. It's I'm having some issues here with both the streaming and accessing the site. I'm not sure what's going on. Man, this is ridiculous considering I have the best internet in Australia. So yeah, this is don't come to Australia if you want to use technology. I don't know why it is. We're a really first world country, but we have some really backward internet levels. We've recently got this 100 megabit fiber stuff, and that's what I'm using, but it is not reliable. If you notice, like 2 weeks ago, I had a cutout midstream. And this stream, it's just been really patchy. So we will finish with the early morning read from Jim Reed. This is the most widely read macro report around the world. So really, this, if it's not in here, you shouldn't worry too much, I think, about the news. If you want to have some fun this weekend, let's watch Twitter, Trump's Twitter, on the 100 days of Trump, right? I will bet everything that he tweets something ridiculous on his 100-day anniversary. Something along the lines of his 100 days have been the most effective of any president ever. Like, I'm just 100% sure. You know, the other day he tweeted that tweet that, you know, if there was another election today, he would still win the popular vote. And you can imagine, you know, that's just trolling, because he knows he didn't win the popular vote, and he did it just to set off the Liberals. And he I don't know, it's sort of surreal, this whole situation. So this weekend actually would be good reading if you want to read up on the tax plan. There should be lots of leaks and more information about it given to the weekend papers. Also his view on NAFTA and how this healthcare plan is developing. It's supposed to be really close, the healthcare plan. Any updates on the war, and there's a shutdown that could happen as well. Just generally geopolitics. So, I mean, if his view was to become the most read about president ever, he's definitely doing that. You know, Obama was pretty interesting and stuff, but not every day. This guy is really holding our attention. Trump had a ridiculous interview with Reuters. If I can get into the room later, you read his interview with Reuters today. Some of the comments he was making were just off the wall. You know, he was saying stuff like, I didn't know this job was so hard, I expected it to be easier. this little comment here that there could be a major conflict with North Korea, but he prefers a diplomatic solution, which he thinks will be very hard to reach. What's that supposed to mean? It's just crazy stuff. Anyway, on to Draghi. So Draghi, we were talking about that last night. He was extremely dovish, as dovish as he can, saying, coming out with that line that risk skewed to the downside, and if we need to, we can still continue and expand QE. It's like a false threat, right? It's just not going to happen. But he's doing that to try and keep the euro down. You can see the market wasn't really convinced by it, and we saw that sharp rally today on very little news. So it wouldn't take much at all to get a bigger rally going. Everyone's talking about what's going to happen in June, and how everyone expects them to change their monetary stance. So the expectations of the first ECB moves to exit the very accommodative policy stance from June. And so tapering to begin pretty soon after that, and then perhaps a deposit rate hike in December. That would be extremely bullish, that whole 6-month period. Given those comments from Trump in the Asian session today, this dollar-yen rally is surprising and extremely strong. I was prepared to wait on the sidelines for euro-yen because of the dollar-yen, and I thought that we would have downside today. We can still have downside if the US GDP is weak, definitely, right? But it's if the US GDP is weak, it's not going to hurt the pound rally or the euro rally, but it will hurt the euro-yen rally, which has started up again, actually making fresh highs for the week. Interesting. Alright, we still got the downtrend line coming up relatively shortly. That has to be broken. This next 200 pips is really dangerous, choppy trading. So we'll see how it plays out, but there's no reason to be buying too aggressively up here, that's for sure. Look to buy dips just generally. Alright, traders. Alright, everyone trade safely. We're going to have a pretty risky event tonight in the US GDP. In terms of the US GDP, it is forecast at 1.0% from ING, but the market's looking for 1.3%. Now, why this is interesting is that it is a big drop from last quarter, Q4. 2016 was a lot stronger. So weakness is not exactly great, right? But it could be put down to seasonal factors. So, we'll see if that plays out. Anyhow, I'll be back on Monday, and we'll see how the euro and everything's progressing, what the US GDP does. If you do have any questions, leave a PM for me. I'll be back in the room probably as soon as I can get it sorted out. Hopefully tonight.